Hey there, everyone. Welcome to the first installment of a new series I'm starting, which is how to play video game songs on guitar. Today, we're going to be going over Final Fantasy VII's Jenova theme, and we're going to be breaking it down into 4 parts. The first part will be the Arpeggios, or as they'll be labeled in the video, the gnarly Arpeggios. The second part will be the accompaniment. And the third part will be the main melody. We're going to go through it piece by piece, and there will be accompanying tabs on the side for you to look at, so you can pause the video or play it slower to try and play along with me. And yeah, this is one of my favorite video game songs, and I think it's one of the best in the canon of video game songs, especially boss fights. So, enough talk, let's just get into it. So, the first group of riffs that we're going to be looking at that make up the song Jenova are the Arpeggios. They're my personal favorite part of the song, to the point where when I played this at MagWest, I had a whole backing track going of different parts that I had put together and played and recorded. But every time there was an arpeggio in this song, you best believe I was playing the arpeggios over any other part. So let's go over them. The opening riff for this song, the haunting arpeggio that we hear as we encounter Jenova for the first time on the cargo ship. Plays for a total of 8 times before the rest of the music comes in, or rather before the fight, I should say, really gets going. What you're doing there is you're pulling off from the 18th fret to the 17th fret on the high E string, going from B flat to A, then going to the 18th fret on the B, going to F. So far we've got then to the 19th fret on the G, which gives us D. So A flat, A, F, D. And then you start to run into octaves. On the D string, you pull off from the 20th fret to the 19th, giving you, again, B flat to A. And then on that A string, you go from F to D again. So you have this pattern of B flat, A, F, D, B flat, A, F, D. And that's going to be a repeated theme in all of these arpeggios. You play 4 notes, and then you play their octave shortly thereafter, the lower octave. So now we're going to move on to figure number 2. Once the song kicks in and all the other accompaniment and melodies come in, this arpeggio plays another 4 measures. Then it changes key. And what you're doing there is you're pulling off from the 16th fret to the 13th fret on the high E. So you're going from A flat to F. Then you're pulling off from the 14th fret to the 13th fret on the B. Pulling off from C sharp to C. And then you repeat that pattern an octave lower. So you go 16, 13, 14, 13. Then we move to the 13th fret on the G. Pull off to 10. Go to the 11th fret on the D. Pull off to 10 again. You might see that I made that reach with my index to my pinky finger, across 6 frets. When you're playing it at full speed, though, you're probably just going to move your hand. Then after that, we have the third arpeggio. After 4 measures of figure 2, we have figure 3, which is the exact same thing as figure 1, just a whole step down. Then the arpeggios go away for a while, right up until the chorus, the big climactic finish. in the last 4 measures of the chorus, you have a slightly different arpeggio shape that plays out like this. You have a slightly different, in the last 4 measures of the chorus, you have a slightly different arpeggio shape that plays like this. I would say that this one's probably the hardest of the 4, mostly because you have to roll your ring finger from the 17th fret on the B to the G. And then the next figure isn't really that difficult, 18 to 17. It's just a pull off from 1 fret. But then you have to go and pull off from the 19th fret to the 15th fret. And while the distance between the 2 frets is pretty small compared to where it could be, it's still an unusual shape, and playing it at full speed, you can tend to run into a lot of mistakes. So let's go ahead and break that one down. You're still pulling off, much like figure 3, from the 16th fret to the 15th fret. So we're going from A flat to G, bringing our ring finger over to the 17th fret on the B. So right here we have our first difference. Instead of only going up half a step from the last fret we're in, we're going up a whole step, bringing us to E. So we have A flat, G, E, roll up to the 17th fret on the G, giving us C, A flat, A, E, C, and then we have again A flat, G, E, C. And those are your 4 arpeggios. So let's go and move on to the accompaniment. The accompaniment is pretty straightforward. They take place between the G, B, and E string. And so let's go ahead and take a look at what we're working with here. There's 2 different accompaniment melodies, and we're going to look at the first one, which works in the higher registers for the most part. We're starting on the 15th fret of the B, so we're starting on D, and we're not doing much pull-off action here. We're picking everything. And we're going from D to C, or 15 to 13, 15 to 13. Before going to the 14th fret on the G and hitting that 4 times, or A. That pattern plays twice. Before moving on to the next part of it, which goes... It's not really all that different. You simply go D, C, D, C, F, E, F, E. So that new part, you're going to the 13th fret on the high E, and you're picking from E to F, then back to D and C, and then again the 14th fret on the G, or A, 4 times, giving you... Then we have the next part of that riff, which is a lot simpler. You're simply pulling off from the 13th fret to the 12th fret on the G, so going from A flat to G. Then going to the 15th fret on the D, going to F. So you're going A flat, G, A flat, G, F, 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 F. A flat, G, F, 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 F. And there's no second part to that riff like there was the first time around. So all in all, of the 2 accompanying melodies, the first one goes like this. While that's playing, you have an accompanying harmony. We're going to go up to the 18th fret of the B. We'll be pulling off from there to the 17th fret, going from F to E. Then going to the 19th fret on the G and pulling off from there to the 17th fret. And again, we're picking every single note, so I guess it's not really a pull-off, and more like you're just picking everything. Now, just like how you had with the initial riff, you go twice before going. So what you're doing there is you're going from F to E, or 18 and 17, to the 17th and 15th fret, or A to G, back to F and E, and then finally back to 19 and 17, or D and C. Giving us a total of... And then the second part of that riff, once we have the key change in the song, we're going to go down to C, or the 13th fret on the B, and pick between there and B flat, or the 11th fret on the B. Moving over to the 13th fret on the G, and picking from there to the 12th fret on the G. And then there's no second part to that. So just to review, of those accompanying melodies, the first one is... followed by... While that's playing, you also have this playing. Followed by... And then they both stop cold. Leading into the next key change, we don't even have any more arpeggios. Both the arpeggios and this accompaniment riff go away to make room for the main melody to breathe. And that is what we're going to get into right now. So for this last part of the video, we'll be going through the main melody. And this is really the part of the song that takes over once everything comes in. And so we'll be starting on the 12th fret of the D. And what we're doing there is we're going D, E, F, D, E, F, G, A, giving us a little cute little D minor pattern. Just to speak of it in tabs, that's going from the 12th fret of the D to the 14th fret to the 15th fret of the D, then to the 12th fret on the G to the 14th fret of the G. After that, we're going to move down a whole step to the 10th fret on the G string, or to F, and we're going to go. Now what we're doing there is we're going from the 10th fret of the G string to the 12th fret to the 13th fret, repeating that a little bit quicker, then to the 11th fret on the B, then to the 13th fret on the B. And again, that's an F minor pattern for those who are curious. After that, we have the next part. This is when the arpeggios and the accompaniment drop out, and we just go. So what you've got there is you're going from the 13th fret of the B to the 12th and then to the 10th. So you're going C, B, A, C, B, A, C, D, E. And you hold that out until moving over to the next part, which is a whole step down in the 11th fret of the B. So what you're doing there is you're going from the 11th fret of the B to the 10th and the 8th, or going B flat, A, G, B flat, A, G, then going to the 8th fret of the D, giving you A sharp, C, D. I personally like to move into the higher register and go. And so let's go ahead and break that down. Moving from the 12th fret of the D, you go to the 10th fret on the B, or A, and you go. So you're going 10, 6, 8, 10, 13, 12, 10, 12. And that last 12 that you hit is on the G string. So everything you do before that is all on the B. And as far as notes, you're playing A, F, G, A, C, B, A, G. After that, you are 3 half steps up, and you start on C, and you're gonna come up, and you're gonna come down to the 9th fret, and you're gonna go 9, 11, 13, slide up to 16, come down to 15, then 13, then 15, and then end it on the 13th fret of the B. But just to break down those notes, A, F, G, A, C, B, A, G, C, A flat, B flat, C, E flat, D, C, B flat, C. Pretty triumphant. So there it is. Jenova, Final Fantasy VII. I love this song, and I love having the chance to teach it to people and show people how to play it so that they can go off and make their own versions or just cover it as is. If you like the video, please hit that like button and go on and subscribe to the channel for more material like this. Videos teaching you how to play video game songs will be coming out about once a month, along with other video game song covers that I do, as well as other kinds of videos that I'm planning to make in the future. If you want to have more of a direct say as to what kind of content I put out on this channel, head on over to my Patreon at patreon.com/DaveMuto, where for as little as $1 a month, you can vote in polls and determine what it is I'll either teach next or what song I'll cover next. And if you're looking to learn more of the songs that I teach here, like perhaps the bass lines, or maybe the parts that I write for the covers that I do, patrons are also entitled to that. For the lower tiers, you can just get your hands on the tabs, and for the higher tiers, I can create you a personalized lesson video detailing it much like this video did with the tabs attached, as well as sent as a PDF. Yeah, so thanks to my patrons as always for helping support me month to month and helping get these videos out there. Thanks to all my subscribers. We hit 300 a few weeks ago, which was awesome, and now I think we're at like 304. And the views are coming in little by little. It's pretty dope. Yeah. All right. See you next video, everybody. Bye.